welcome to the Tom Daniels Iced Tea build-up. Just want to say a big thank you to Chris Cotell, Classic Plastic 101, for allowing me to join in with this group build. My entry, I've decided to do the iced tea. It's a super cool ice tooting machine in 1/24 scale. Actually, it does look pretty cool too. As you can see, I've already actually taken the packaging off of this, and just to prove to you the date and the time. So there you go. So it's 18:58 on Thursday, the 12th of November. So that just shows I haven't actually started to build this before the build date. As you know, there is no time limit on this, and I will be working this around my current build, which is the USS Voyager. So the updates on this, or the progress on this, might not be sort of forthcoming, if you know what I mean. There might not be one every week or whatever, but we'll soon see. I got Monday and Tuesday off, so I might be able to make some headway on this model. So let's just have a quick look at all of the parts. So we've got the main body of the vehicle. There is a little bit of flashing just around the roof line there, and there is a little bit of flashing around a couple of other places, around sort of the edges of the boot, or the trunk, if you want to call it the trunk. But apart from that, I tell you, the body on this isn't that, nearly lost it then, isn't that bad. There's a couple of sharp edges around here that are just going to need to be lightly sanded just to smooth them off a bit. But that's about it. It's not a bad little kit, actually. It is quite small, but that's okay. It's quite a cool kit, and this is from Revel, and it's made in the USA. So that's a cool little body there. We've got the chassis for the vehicle just there. I'm not sure which way. I think that's the way it goes around. I think that's the actual bed of the chassis there. So that's pretty cool. Again, there's not much to it really, to be quite honest. I'm not sure whether I'm actually going to do the underside of the chassis in black, or whether I'm actually going to do it the same colour as the body. One thing's for sure, there is on there another little sign that says Revel Inc. USA, so I'm just going to sand that off because I don't want that on there. This is the sprue for the body of the car. So we've got the interior tub there, so we've got the seat, and then I'm not sure whether you're going to see this, but we've got the pedals, and then we've also got the instrument clusters there as well. So that's pretty cool, and as you can see, there's some flash that needs to come off there, and there's also you've got I think they're the manifolds, aren't they? Not really too sure. Not really too au fait with cars, and I think that could be the steering wheel thing. I'm not really too sure on that one either. And we've also got the engine blocks there, and then they're the inner parts of the wheels. And then we've got the pulley system there, and the distributor cap there, and I think that's the hood scoop. So there's a few bits on there. There's some flashing on these parts, but not like huge amounts. It's not a disaster. We'll be able to get those looked into and taken care of. And then we've got a massive tree full of chrome parts. These are the front wings of the car. They just sit behind the front wheels. We've also got the exhausts there, and I do believe that's the headers there. I think that's the big air intake thing. I'm not sure. And then we've got this would be the drivetrain. I think that's that looks like the prop and part of the rear axle there. I'm not sure what those bits are. That's the front air scoop there, and then we've got some little suspension parts there and a few other bits and pieces that aren't readily identifiable to me. And that is it for the sprue count. Oh no, I lied, sorry. We've got a couple of ice cubes too, to put into the back of the model there, so that's kind of cool. As you can see there with the they've sort of started to melt those down a little bit, so that's kind of cool. Sure, if that's on the beach that would happen. Here we've got the two front tyres. They're quite small, made in China, and you've got a tread pattern on these ones, as you can see just there, so that's kind of cool. And these are actually really rock hard tyres, to be fair, but they do look good. I like them. There's no sort of flash on those or anything at all, so they're actually really good. And then we've got the two huge, great big fat tyres that sit on the back, and that's fat with a PH. And you've got some writing on these tyres as well, which is cool. So I might try and put some white paint on those actually. And these are slicks. There is a mould line down the centre of these tyres, so I will need to try and remove that. And again, these tyres are absolutely rock hard. So they're not going to go anywhere. And then in the box, that's it for the parts as well, by the way. In the box we have the decals. So we've got the two iced tea decals that go on the side of the van. They end up going across that bit there. And then we've got a few other little decals as well. I'm not sure whether I'm going to put the monogram decals on there, but certainly the rest of them I will do. There's no decals there for the dashboard, so I'm going to have to hand paint those. So that's no biggie really. And then these are the instructions. And there's not a lot to these actually, to be honest. There is only on this 6 stages, and that's it. So you've got stage 1 just there, and then the other 6 stages just there, and that's it. And then it's got a painting guide and the decals too. And then on the front there it's got 8 successful modelling building steps. Number 1, read the instructions. Well, that's something us modelers very rarely do, to be quite honest. And then do not remove parts from the tree until ready for use. Again, that's something that most of us don't do. Read painting instructions before assembly. Again, that's something that most modelers don't do. Cut parts from the tree. Breaking off may damage the parts. That's no brainer. Check fit of parts before cementing into place. Most of us do that. There are a few that don't. I've kind of been there myself really. Apply cement with a toothpick on small areas. Too much cement can damage your model. Yeah, well, we know that. Scrape plating from plastic parts. Cement will not stick to plating. I think we've all been there before as well, haven't we, where we've just got a bit lazy and not scraped the plating off, and then caused ourselves even more work in the end. And then do not rush assembly. Yeah, well, we don't do that anyway because we like to take our time. Follow instructions and check off each steps as completed. Well, if it's a complicated build, then, you know, maybe they got a point, but 6 stages? I don't think so. So anyway, that's the model. So that's looking quite cool. Let me just get these back in the box. I will be painting this model yellow. But I'm not going to be painting in that kind of yellow. This is the yellow that I'm going to be painting it in. This is actually a metallic yellow. And it's quite a bright yellow as well, actually. Let's see if we can remove the lid. You might be able to get a better look at the paint. I can't tip that over too far, otherwise I am going to tip all the paint out the pot. But that is metallic paint, and that looks quite nice actually, so I think that's going to look really nice on the body, and I think that's going to lighten it up a bit more. I will be giving that a metallic silver undercoat on this as well, just to help lighten up the yellow a little bit more as well. So that's about it for this video. I'll keep this one pretty short and sweet. Sorry, excuse me. So I will hopefully start doing some work to this kit Monday and Tuesday of next week, and hopefully should be able to get out a video at some point next week for you as well to show you the progress on this. So until then, thanks for watching, and please do take care.